With this video, I'd like to say thank you for all of you who have followed me during these 10 years, for all the new friends that I got all over the world. You can't imagine how much you have meant to me and how much you have helped me and well, you have given me new ideas, new inspiration, new thoughts, and lots of new music to listen to. Thank you. It's 10 years since this YouTube channel started. Let's go. Hello YouTubers. This video was made to celebrate the fact that this YouTube channel will now turn 10 years old in February 2020. But the roots of it go a bit further back in time, because it all started as a written blog. A blog written in English for Blogger, Blogspot, and it was called the 78 RPM blog. I was then a 78 RPM collector, not just vinyl but also 78 RPMs, and I wanted to first of all practice my English, improve my English by writing as much as possible. So I took some photographs of some nice 78 RPM labels. I recorded them and uploaded them, and also wrote a little text about them. And well, that's it. And I did that for a couple of years. I started in November 2005, so it's almost 15 years ago, but never mind. I had problems though, because I was using this free file sharing sites, but they kept disappearing, or they kept losing your files, and they kept, well, it was just such a big nuisance to find new places to upload the sound files and then change all the bloody links in the blog. So finally I thought, no, this is not the right way. So then I got the idea of starting my second YouTube channel. I have another one older where I keep most of my music, a channel that nobody really cares about, but that's fine. So I started the 78 RPM blog YouTube channel in February 2010, and that's the same channel that's today called Björn's Records, my records, because the first year it was mostly about 78 RPM records. The first video, the first videos were just still photos of the record labels with the music, of course, and the same text that I had already published in my blog. The first video where I aimed the camera at my face and filmed was when I had found quite a lot of interesting old 78 RPMs. So this is the first time. Okay, this is the first part of, well, I don't know how many, in which I present some of my newly found 78 RPMs. My 78 RPM record collecting has been somewhat slow the last couple of years. My. Time does fly, indeed. Well, things have changed. My hairdo has changed a bit since then. Anyway, and many of the early videos or stills with music that I uploaded are still the clips that have gathered most views. I've talked about Paco Galans and Rapsodia Sueco before. It's still my number one video Anyway, after a while I thought, well, this is fun, of course, but I still mostly listen to vinyl records, and this was still my biggest interest. So I thought, okay, and then I noticed that other people were doing very interesting videos about vinyl records. So I thought, okay, let's try to start doing that as well. So I widen the video channel a bit there. And I did my first answering video in October 2010. And that is, of course, then my first vinyl community video. So that's when I can say that I entered the vinyl community on YouTube in October 2010. There are 12 questions to answer here. First of all, your most elusive record. And well, there are lots of elusive records, and many of them are so elusive that I haven't even been able to find them yet, but this is one of them. This was a very elusive record. It's Skip Batten's solo album. Skip Batten, mainly known from The Byrds. In the summer of 2012, I bought some new IKEA Expedite shelves, as they were called then, or still called today, but the ones that are sold are called Kallax today. And I thought, well, why not make a video about that whole process of emptying and rearranging shelves and building shelves. And yeah, so I did, and it was a sweaty work, and it led to a sweaty video, but today I thought, well, it was quite fun to do, actually. It's weigh quite a lot. Right, so that's the next step, emptying. Well. That was quite a workout. Well, I need it. Anyway. So far so good. I think this will be quite good when it's finished. Enjoying some Monty Python here. As you can see, I've emptied it now. It's late evening now, and it's time for a shower and, well, some bed time now. For the Expedite shelf building. The more or less finished result. I've been able to place the whole vinyl collection in here. In early September 2012, I made a video that was one of the most difficult videos I've ever made, where I, a day after the death of my best friend Roger, made a video about that. I couldn't do it earlier because it was so painful, and I can remember now, even today, that I've never been closer to tears in any videos I've done before, even if it was a whole year after his passing. But I'm very happy that I did that video. It felt good for me, and I think he would have appreciated it, even though I spoke in English language, which he really despised. But that was in September 2012.
Här kommer ett kort meddelande från Kostas reklambyrå. Snart ska vi sända ett program som heter Kostas jubileumhits volym 3. Häng med!
Hello, YouTubers. I was asked to show the contents of some different puzzles that I showed at the YouTube channel, and I will do that in a minute. But first, I'd like to say a few words. In late 2013, I made a video where I celebrated the fact that I've been buying vinyl records for 30 years, because I started in 1983. And it was one of those videos where I put an extra effort in actually trying to not talk all gibberish. And I also used my new toy, the today very old, very slow iPad, but worked very good for the time. And well, it was easier also because now you could do the filming anywhere you wanted and have any kind of background you wanted. And that was a big plus to make both the filming and probably the videos a bit more interesting. If you're too bored to look at the geezer who's talking, you can at least look at the background. I had the weird idea that I was too old for children records, although you can never be too old for children records, so I got rid of major part of my children record collection, and that was stupid. And I've been spending a lot of time to get those back since then, other copies of the same albums. I still haven't found all the... In the spring of 2014, I got mail contact from a viewer of one of my videos. It was a woman called Caroline, and she was working with an idea of making an online TV series about record collecting. And she asked me if I would agree to help her doing or getting together material for a pilot episode to be able to sell the idea to the Swedish television. The idea was that they were going to film at my place and talk to me about vinyl records, and I have to say that I wasn't that keen on the idea, because it's one thing to make these YouTube videos where maybe 100 or 200 people watch and nothing else, but to have something that would be so well, would probably get a bit more viewers, even if it's just in Sweden. It was a bit and would I really want that to be filmed in my home? No, not really. But still, I agreed to have a meeting with her, and we got on very well and had great fun talking for hours about vinyl records. And then at the end of the day, I agreed to do it. And we did the actual filming, a very warm, I remember that, a warm day in August 2014. Alas, no TV company seemed to have been interested in the idea, and it all came out, well, nothing really happened, but I managed to get together a nice video for my YouTube channel with Caroline and her friends, her crew, when they filmed in my home, and I still use some of that material in the intro video, as you have probably noticed. And it was a great fun experience to also see how is television made. It's really fun experience, one that I wouldn't want to have been without, even if it didn't really lead to anything.
Välkomna till dagens.
Yeah. Welcome to the 78 Tapia blog, but we're going to speak Swedish now.
Någonting som man ska säga. Ja, det här är så gåtning.
Det måste bli skitsnyggt.
Det är så svårt för den är så här. Den är
Att den
högre
är
än
fram.
bred, om ni förstår vad jag menar. Så man kan liksom inte få den.
Men du kan inte få med exakt.
Nej.
Det är väl nästan bättre att glida. Här står det ju ingen namn, men vi kan ju gå.
Maybe I was inspired by that, but in the autumn of 2014 I started to put together a list of my 50 favorite artists and bands, and the idea was to make a series of 50 short movies here in my YouTube channel. my absolute top 50, and I think I wrote the material for it during the autumn, and I started recording in maybe October or November, and then I think I uploaded maybe one video every day up until the day, I think the last one was December 19th, the same day that was my 40th birthday. Yeah. Took a lot of time, a lot of effort, but it was really fun to make, and it was fun to see if I could actually make it. I mean, 50 videos on the same theme in a short time like that. So, and yeah, worked fine and was fun to do. So, let's go over to the list, but that comes in the next video. Welcome. In the spring of 2015, I made a video about a record company, a record label, Discophone, that was active in the late 1960s, because I've noticed that they had their headquarters on an address not that far away from where I live. So I went outdoors and to have a look and to see if I could actually find the address, and I could. I couldn't feel that much close because there was a daycare center there, so yeah. But I managed to find it, and it was a fun experience to do. And a bit of a forgotten record label here in Sweden, even though groups like Gimmicks made their first record for that label. Yeah, that was one of the highlights, in my view at least, of 2015. From the two older albums I have on this label, it says that the record company is based here in Skärholmen at Frösätrabacken 24. And I'm going to see if I can find that actual house where they all had their production.
I found it. This is where it was. The basement of this White House. Today it's a daycare center. So yeah, the idea of today's hike was to find the home of Discophone, and here it is.
And another fun video of 2015 was the fear of the locked groove, where I talked about, well, the idea of having a locked groove with a recording on a vinyl record, and the fact that a locked groove almost scared me to death as a little kid. It was great fun to prepare, and it was great fun to make. Turn the record, I told you. Turn the record, I told you. Turn the record, I told you. Vänd, sa jag. Vänd, sa jag. Vänd, sa jag. Really angrily. And, well, I'm going to play it to you.
Nu är det slut på den här sidan. Vänd.
Now it's this record side is over. Turn around. And the needle, the stylus goes towards the locked groove. Here we go.
Vänd, sa jag. Vänd, sa jag. Vänd, sa jag. Okay, let's jump ahead to the summer of 2017, when I had a visitor. I haven't had that many co-stars in my videos. I wish I had more, but I'm a loner. So it rarely happens. But I had a long distance visit because I met up with my American record collecting friend, teacher and artist, Mr. Tim Guthrie, and he asked, I think it was on Facebook, whether he knew anybody who lived in Sweden, Denmark, or I think Norway. And I said, well, I live in Sweden. And we decided that he was going to travel around all over the world, it seems, but at least in Northern Europe. And we decided that he was going to meet me here in Stockholm, and he spent a day in my apartment, and he were filming for some future project. Let's see if anything turns out of that. I hope it does, because I think the things I said in that recording that he made, that was much more sensible than the stuff I said in Caroline's video a couple of years earlier. But maybe you get wiser the older you get, I don't know. Anyway, we also did a bit of an impromptu video where we talked about, well, I don't remember what we talked about, but it was a fun video to make and a very fun visit to have, and I'm very happy to see the success of Mr. Tim Guthrie in his life and in his career as an artist and a good man. So that was a true highlight of 2017.
Research. But then I was talking to Bjorn on Facebook, said, hey, I'm going to be up here and I'm kind of thinking about doing a film about record collecting and kind of the record as an object, as this physical thing. And
here we are.
And here we are.
Here we
and
are.
I met the wonderful Bjorn, very kind and generous Bjorn. Fed me breakfast.
Yeah.
Right off the plane.
Yeah.
What happened in 2018? Well, not that much, apart from the fact that I kept doing videos, and I also moved into this room here, which is my music room, my red and black music room, where I love to be more than anything else. And also, we celebrated the 17th birthday of vinyl in the summer of 2018, and I did a video about that, and that was quite fun to make, I think. Yeah. I'm here to say a big happy birthday. Send away a big happy 70th birthday. To whom? Well, to this little fella. The vinyl record. What did I do last year in YouTube? Well, I did a series of 5 videos about Swedish dance bands that I have prepared quite a lot. But also one thing that I did that I decided that was quite planned. But one thing that I did that wasn't that planned at all was the live streams where I looked at 45 RPMs. I had bought big load of 45 RPM records. I think they were in 3 big cardboard boxes. I think there were 300, 400. I can't remember now, but loads of them. And I made a live stream where I looked at them and were more or less surprised at what I found. And it was great fun, actually. Great fun. Because it's not the kind of thing I usually do, and I'm not that much into doing that kind of live streaming when it comes to records. But still, it was fun to do. So it was a fun thing to just have a big box of vinyl singles, and you don't know what you're going to find there. And I remember that I found quite a lot of very nice records that I kept in my collection as well. Otis Redding. I did expect to find soul in this box, but that's nice. That's nice. Oh, Tamla Motown. Stevie Wonder from 1968. Another Swedish pressing here. Somebody Knows, Somebody Cares. Never Had a Dream Come True. This is what the Swedish Tamla Motown single label looks like. And we have another Columbia here. Bobby Vinton, You and I, Roses Are Red. So, finally, what is there to say about the future of this video channel? Well, we didn't know that YouTube would actually exist for this long, and we don't know how long it will exist, because we live in times where things move on fast, and one thing can take over after another thing, and we really don't know what the media world will look like in 10 years. But one thing is for sure, these 10 years have been very fun, and I haven't really decided to quit yet, even though sometimes I've taken longer breaks. But it's still fun to do, and I will probably buy records as long as I live. I can't imagine anything else. So
I think that's the idea of it all. That let's enjoy the music as long as it lasts. So, and let's do it in any way we want. I like cassettes, I like vinyl records, I like CDs. I can also enjoy some streaming music as long as we let the music play and live along and touch us in our hearts. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Play it to
Nu
you.
är det slut på den här sidan. Vänd.
Here we go.
Vänd, sa jag.